Hello everyone. I guess that we can start with the UK services PMI date release. Today me and my colleague Michael, hopefully he appears on the board, are here to cover this data for you. So as you can see at the current moment the forecast stands at 55 points, while the prior figure stood at 54.9. So talking a little bit more about the historical movement of the indicator and the projections for the future, I will remind you that growth across British services companies rebounded more strongly than expected in October, suggesting that economic growth picked up speed at the start of the final quarter, although business confidence slipped to a 2.5 years low. The Market UK Service Purchasing Managers Index rose to 54.9 from September's 28-month low of 53.3, above the 54.5 forecast by Reuters poll of economists. So Markets PMI UK Composite Index, which combines services, manufacturing and construction, rose to a 3-month high of 55.7 in October from September 53.9. And at the current moment, UK's market services for the month of November is expected by market consensus to be 55, seeing slight gains from that of previous month's 54.9 print. So with the Federal Reserve likely to raise rates at this month's meeting, the greenback could, of course, pile up further gains against the pound, even if the week's non-farm payrolls is soft. With the BOE saying it has no problem to raise rates in the near future, monetary policy divergence will continue to favor the US dollar, of course. So let's move on. As always, we have our experts from different banks and institutions and also their views. And according to them, and according to them, we have the Bloomberg survey summary where the median estimate stands at 55.0, average estimate is 55.10, high estimate stands at 56, and low estimate stands at 54.3, while the total number of estimates has reached 27 this time. And I have one quote from the Societe Generale that says that the services PMI showed a dip in September, followed by a bounce in October to a level of 54.9, which we think takes it back to trend-supported firm orders. We predict a marginal gain from 54.9 to 55.0. And of course, last but not least, turning to our Dukascopy community member sentiment, we see that we asked them what would be the impact for the sterling versus the US dollar, and obviously we can see that this time the traders went rather bullish on the matter with 69.79% bullish votes versus the only 30.21% bearish votes. And of course we have a couple of comments from our members. And Youssef says that the index continues to post figures well above 50 level, pointing to continuing expansions in the services sector, with a clear improvement in October reading rising 54.9 points, which was exactly as expected. While the markets are expecting more of the same in November reading, with an estimate of 55.1 points. So his sentiment is bearish for the euro dollar towards the release, but of course bullish for the pound versus the dollar. Yeah, I see that I don't have time anymore, so right now I would like to give the floor to Michael, who will cover the technicals.
Thank you, Kate. Hello, everyone. I would like to say that I'm also bullish on the cable today, since the PMI, the services PMI is expected to improve in this month. in the previous month, sorry, in today's release. And for the cable, the sentiment of Dukascopy is also bullish at 54.95%, with the sterling being bought in 58.73% of all cases, and the US dollar being sold in 54.14% of all cases, so both in the majority. However, the pending orders are both to sell in the 50 and 100 pip range. In the 50, it's almost 73% of all orders to sell the sterling, and in the 100 pip range, it's nearly 3/4, 74.59%, also to sell. The market sentiment of other market participants, all of the sentiments are bullish, with Oranda traders holding 59.51% of long positions. The Saxo Group traders have almost 51% of traders holding long positions, and in daily FX, 68% of all positions are also long. So all of them are supporting our sentiment. If we move to the market reaction table, where we can see the reactions for the previous 5 data releases, namely the UK Services PMI, the largest reaction was 29 pips, and the smallest one was only 18 pips, and both in the times when the data disappointed was smaller than the forecast. So based on these reactions, we can calculate the average one, and the approximate average reaction we can expect today is around 25 pips. So based on this average reaction, we set the take profit and stop loss levels accordingly. And the take profit level is located currently at 1.4930, 4963, sorry. And unfortunately, we don't have any other significant level to bolster this resistance. So we might see a higher reaction to the upside, but I don't think it will be able to extend this area. And the stop loss level is located at 1.4913, almost on top of the 4-hour S2. And we also have, we have this trend line over here, which has been supporting the cable since July. Although it is a downtrend, it could still provide support for in case the data is actually worse and we do see a decline in the cable today. So I reckon even if it falls beyond the stop loss, it will doubtfully cross the given support. And just over a minute left about the technical indicators. They are giving mostly bearish signals, with bullish ones only in the 10-minute time frame, and mixed in the 30-minute and the daily ones. But as usual, the most important time frame is the 30-minute one, because it was updated specifically for the given day release 30 minutes ago, and unfortunately it's giving us mixed signals, so I'm able to predict where the pair will go exactly. So what I would also like to mention is that the top forecasters of the Bloomberg survey also expect, some of them expect the PMI to be worse than the forecast, like the Royal Bank of Scotland. They forecast a 54.5% reading today, with the Nomura International even less, 54.3. But two others, e-commerce bank, expect the data to fall in line with expectations, and the BNP Paribas even expect a 56.0 rating, which is the highest there was in the fall survey. So quite mixed forecasts and quite mixed indicators. So I guess we'll just have to wait for the actual data to be published in order to see what is going to happen with the cable today. And we are seeing the pair trying to go up, but yeah, the data is slightly better than anticipated. The PMI grew 0.9 index points higher, and we had a reaction to the upside really small, only 8 pips, and now the pair is actually edging lower. So I'm guessing that This data wasn't really the most important one anticipated today because of the ECB meeting, the ECB press conference later today, and that is the main event for today, and it will most likely drive the most pairs today as well. So I guess that is all from my side, and unfortunately we didn't have the reaction expected. And back to you, Kate.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, once again, guys, the actual numbers came out slightly better than expected at 55.9 instead of 55.0 as it was anticipated. So anyway, you can still see the reaction on Michael's screen. And I hope that you had a great trade on this news, and thank you for your attention for now, and see you later at the at our small research webinar on the ECB rate decision at, I guess, 12:30 GMT. And yeah, so bye for now.